On this episode of the Tourism AI podcast, Peter is joined by Steve Small of Tourism Kelowna to discuss their latest AI integration. We recently spoke about Tourism Kelowna's AI integration on our previous episode of the podcast, but this interview allows for a deeper dive into Tourism Kelowna's latest AI use case. We hope you enjoy.
Steve, who are you?
Yeah, I'm Steve Small. I work at Tourism Kelowna. I am lead the digital marketing for the organization. So website is under my umbrella essentially so that's where the chatbot comes in. So anything website related it kind of falls within my realm more or less. So among other things that I do is do the data and research and email marketing and various kind of other things. But how the chatbot came in is the website. So yeah.
Awesome. And I know that the city of Kelowna has been a fairly big leader when it comes to AI adoption. Was that a factor for Tourism Kelowna, or are you guys kind of doing this independently of the city?
Independently, yeah. I've seen kind of what the city has, but ours is, I think, different. I think they've developed theirs totally differently, and where ours is more of something that was already available and got it that way. But yeah, I've seen what they have done, and they've really been able to kind of pull data points from else, like you can find out if your street has been plowed from snow, essentially, and you're able to ask it that very specific questions, which is pretty cool. But no, it's kind of independently from the city what we've been doing. So yeah.
Okay. So I guess what led you guys to want to develop a chatbot? Are you guys just sort of playing with AI, or is this?
Yeah. The organization is, yeah. I mean, I think everyone is probably obviously like a hot topic, but yeah, a chatbot seemed to be a good kind of option essentially for us, making it easier for our team being able to answer kind of those more general questions, more or less, that people kind of ask, and also just be able to be available essentially 24/7, 365 days a year, which has not been possible before. Our team, the team who's been we've had live chat before, and we still have live chat. So that means our team members at the visitor center, community visitor engagement team, they have always been responding to those live chats that come in. So, and they can only do that if they're available and that kind of thing. So they are still always in the back end. So with our chatbot system is they have that. You can speak direct first. You get to speak with the chatbot. But if there's not able to answer a question, or it's very specific, or you're looking for like something, the person just wants very specific information, it's just pretty much, it's really hard for the chatbot to answer. They can easily get transferred over to one of our team members to continue that conversation. So we always wanted to keep that open as well. So that was a really good, a big deciding factor of why we chose this type of chatbot as well, so that integration works in nice and seamlessly. So yeah.
So is the AI chatbot that you guys implemented on your website an extension of your customer service chatbot that you had before, or are they separate tools?
It's so there's a chatbot and live chat. They do connect.
They connect. Okay.
Yeah, they totally connect, and it was a matter of just kind of turning it on, and it became available. The chatbot became available on our website. So
Gotcha. Yeah. And was that a sort of a technically difficult project for you? It sounds like you just turned something on, but was there more involved in terms of getting it up and running?
And just kind of figuring it out, I guess, in the back end more or less. Wouldn't got super detailed. Like so we can keep adding. Like there's always going to be questions that it just doesn't know how to answer, but then we can go into the back end and answer those questions. So the next time they will know. But we was able to scan the website fully, so it is to be able to pull all the information from our website. We've just kind of kept it just to our website right now anyways, just to make it sure that it is providing the most accurate information that it can give. So yeah, there's kind of like the tree, I guess, in the background that you maybe have seen, just what kind of paths it can go down. But it isn't overly complicated. But it's more or less relying on the knowledge it knows from the website, and the knowledge that we can continue to provide it based on the different questions that get asked.
So you guys kind of add to you have almost like an ongoing Q&A document of things that come
yeah.
up, common questions, things like
Yeah,
that.
it's in the back end that we can if it's unable to answer it, it gets sent. Goes into a certain folder, and then once we add an answer, then we add it to the different Q&As. So yeah.
Did you have to do any kind of like cleanup of your website content prior to sort of enabling the chatbot? Like, was there old content, old blogs, sort of irrelevant stuff that you had to sort of clean up first?
That's a tricky one. But it's ongoing, but
That's
no, not like that. Not a major cleanup, but that's something I want to do more of for sure. And because it of course does have those potentially those businesses that are no longer in operation and that kind of thing. So that's just an ongoing thing for a website, and I think in general as well is just trying to maintain what's current and the most correct information. So I think that's just one of those things that'll be always ongoing, but and based on what it responds with, and we can just keep monitoring. And the chatbot itself as well is based off the questions that will continue to make our website better as well, with being
yes.
able to know what's maybe that there's incorrect information or wrong information, or if there's questions we're getting tons of questions about something, we can create content about it and then it can learn from that content. So I think it's helpful in multiple ways, that it's going to help people like questions, but also to potentially make our website better for those various reasons. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
like that a lot. Yeah, it's almost like a two-way dialogue between your team and your
yeah,
website now that
yeah. We're
happens, right?
getting essentially like uh survey data like constantly essentially.
Yeah.
So like it's yeah, that real-time data will be helpful to just improve the website as a whole. So yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's a neat sort of side benefit. Yeah. Yeah, I'm curious about, obviously you guys had some media, you kind of launched this thing, sort of did a bit of a splash around it, but to what do people that are on your website know they're talking to an AI chatbot? Is that being disclosed? Can you help us understand the transparency of
Yeah,
what you're doing?
yeah, definitely. We have an opening message explaining essentially. We have named it Katie, so it's Kelowna Artificial Intelligence Tourism Information. So it's
Yes.
an acronym for it's spelled out Katie. So we have that information right off the get go, like who you're speaking with, and then if you continue, like we have some chatbot terms and conditions as well, just kind of as disclosure information, what you can like what information you can provide and that kind of thing, just so what people understand. And then also just another like blurb, it's like it's learning, always like continually learning. It's like it only has so much information. You can always chat with a team member. So I just want to make that information kind of clear right off the get-go, that yeah, you're chatting with AI right now with a bot. Yeah, so I want to disclose that for sure. So no, we don't want to trick anyone.
Yeah, no, it's really important. Yeah, no, for sure. So you guys have been, how long have you been using the chatbot now?
When did we kind of soft launched early in, I think in April, May. So it's been
Okay.
a few months now. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, and so how's it been performing? Any learnings, any surprises?
Uh, it's pretty good. Yeah, pretty good. People ask a lot more unique questions than kind of anticipated, essentially. But it's really good at answering kind of those general questions, like those. Right now, as an example, we're getting a ton of people asking if they can pick fruit, like where they can pick fruit, where like, so we can provide that kind of information if they want more detailed, or if they want like exactly where they can pick or what is available right now, then they can chat with a person kind of thing. But
Yeah.
they can answer those kind of general questions. But people can ask very specific questions as well sometimes. But that's the good part of that is they can always fall back to one of our team members so that they can help
Right.
them ask that. So it's not like you're going to only talk to a chatbot and just not going to be able to get your answer. So we always want to have that kind of available. So, and I think that's been noticing just based on what questions get asked and that kind of thing, because they can get very, very specific of just like, yeah, where people want to exactly book on this date and this time. And so yeah. So I think having that as an option has been beneficial for sure. So just because of, yeah, the questions that you can try to anticipate as many questions as possible, and I try to do that before launching, but it's impossible today. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah. Yeah, the human creativity is there are no bounds to
Yeah.
the type of things people get asked, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Have you guys noticed, obviously a little while into this now, sort of, when people ask questions, are people asking questions in after hours a lot? Is it sort of during business hours? Like, has there been any insights related to that at all?
Yeah. I think we do have like, I'm just gonna see if I can find it. We do like I think there's been more kind of after our typical hours, but we have longer hours in the summertime anyways,
Right.
for the team. But yeah, I have that. I don't have it on in front of me at the second, but we do have that data kind of just to when people are asking questions throughout the day. And I think a lot of it is more or less more in the daytime than in the evenings, but
Okay.
yeah, it varies for sure.
Yeah. And are you noticing or can you tell, I guess, from a demographic perspective, who, like, is it, I guess, anybody is talking to the chat bot, or is it like, are you noticing, older people wanting to talk to a human more quickly, or is there any insights like that you can pull out?
We don't have that like age
Demographic,
demographic
right?
data or anything like that, unfortunately. But yeah, so I don't know
Not
exactly who
sure.
is
Yeah,
asking
fair
what,
enough.
but yeah.
Yeah. Are there any other insights that you guys have sort of kind of gotten from this, or any kind of like aha moments, or any sort of information that sort of like maybe surprised you out of this experience so far?
It the the chatbot, like its responses can surprise me sometimes, just based on like it's pulling the information from the website. I'm like, I've been impressed of what it's been able to respond with. It's sometimes like I was like, oh wow, I wasn't expected kind of to respond with that kind of information. But so it's been a kind of better in that regard of just being able to take everything from the website and bring it into a response. So that has been good. And obviously it's just taking information from the website. So it's taking all of our voice and all that kind of stuff as well with it.
Yeah.
So that has been a benefit, I think, for sure. So.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and you mentioned your voice, so obviously it's pulling information from your website, but in terms of
Mhm.
the development of the chatbot, is there, like, when you created it, does it have a personality or a voice? Do you put in brand guides? Like, does it help me understand that piece of things
It's just taking the content like from the website
from
and
the
anything
website?
we put into it. So
Right,
it's just it knows that. So
right.
anything it wouldn't know anything more. So it only knows
Yeah,
what it knows from us. So that's where it's getting kind of
that's where it's getting
that
it
voice
from. Yeah,
from, essentially based on
yeah.
our content. So yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah. Okay, cool. Awesome. I guess my last question is just, obviously it sounds like it's been so far a fairly good experiment. Has this been sort of a pilot project, or is this sort of like a full rollout and this is you guys are, yeah, this is it?
It's I like starting with a pilot project and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
I think it's been going well, and I think it's integrated well with like our team at the visitor center. And I think it's just going to continue to improve and improve and improve. So I feel like it will be sticking around, and
Yeah.
it will, yeah. And I think it's been a good addition essentially to the team.
Yeah.
I consider it basically a team member at this point. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think it should be sticking around for sure.
Nice. And I guess final sort of, not question, but sort of comment or whatever is, do you have any advice, I guess, for DMOs and people working in tourism with respect to sort of, should they be thinking about these types of tools, or is there anything they should be sort of warned against, or, just go for it? Yeah. Any advice?
Yeah, I explore it. I think check it out. Like I think it's I yeah, I think it's like a more daunting than it might seem. So
Yeah.
there definitely is out of the box options available, things that such as what we're using that integrate with uh, a chat window that you maybe had previously or currently have on your website. So that there are those options that if you don't want to go fully chatbot like us, like we didn't go fully chatbot, it's like it's a first option, but then there's always that option to chat with someone, and I think it's a good route, especially if you want to only use like content from your website. It could be potentially risky if you do want to go beyond like using like a chat GDP or something like that. So
Hmm.
you got to kind of be what works best for you, and this kind of works best for us and kind of works best for both worlds, having a chatbot and then also having that additional team members to respond to other inquiries as well. So yeah, we've thought of it as an extension of our team and to making us more available. So that's been a good route for us. But yeah, there's lots of different options out there now, I think, that can make your life a lot easier. So I
Yeah.
would definitely just explore and see what there is. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah. No, and I very much aligns with kind of what I tell people all the time is like start off with like high value, low risk kind of like pilot projects and experiments and tests. And I think the way
Hmm.
you guys approached it is it was some risk for sure, but
Hmm.
relatively low because you have the, the agents there, the people there that
Yeah.
can be up and it's just learning from your website. And so,
Hmm.
relatively low risk, but, definitely some high value opportunities on the other end, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. It's been helpful, I think, in general across the board.
Nice.
So yeah.
Awesome. Well, Steve, thanks so much. I appreciate it.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Tourism AI podcast. To learn more about the network or get involved, visit our website at tourismainetwork.com or find us on socials at Tourism AI Network. We'll see you there.